Welcome back. This is ArcadeKnight, and I can't wait to talk some more Bannerlord info. So sit back on your comfy thrones, grab a golden chalice of your favorite tasty beverage as we discuss my top 10 favorite new features. Now, the first feature I want to talk about, and one that I'm most excited about, is the evolving world map. Now, from what I understand, they have done a lot of work to make this world feel alive and constantly changing and growing. Now, one of the cool things I've noticed is I have studied this map carefully, and I can't find any castles. It's all villages and towns. Now, I think this is interesting because I think you, the player, and the NPCs are going to be the ones building all these new castles. Now, we do know that you can get a village, you can build a mill in the village, a farm. You could keep building up your village, and eventually you get the option to build a castle. Could you imagine by day 1000 how different the world map's going to look? There's going to be all these castles springing up from NPCs and from the player himself. Everything is going to just be evolving and changing. I'm so excited about this. Now, I was able to find a small snippet of a video that did actually show a castle. The only castle I was able to find. And if you guys have seen other castles, you let me know in the comment section because I'd love to see them. But I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because I did see right here on this video, if you look at the village to the right with the cursor over it, well, there's the castle right there. So apparently that's what it's going to look like when you build a castle attached to your village. This is very exciting, guys. I can't wait. If you've watched my channel before, you know I love to roleplay. That's why I'm so excited about town immersion and crime. Yeah, there's so many more things to do in towns, especially since all these towns now have gangs hiding in the alleys, trying to take over the streets. And you, as a humble lord, along with your companions, need to bring justice to these men. Guys, this is exciting. I can't wait to see what all the other surprises they have in store. If this is just a small piece of it, I can't wait to see what else we could do in towns. It makes it more interesting to actually walk down the streets instead of just basically hitting those tabs on the left and just going to various locations instantly. You can actually walk around the streets because there's a reason to. Now, after you've solved and defeated this gang, you can apparently take over yourself. Now, if you wanted to play an evil character, you can try to squeeze money out of the population. Or if you're trying to play someone noble, maybe you can just protect the good citizens of this town. And look right here through this menu, he's adding not only companions, but actual troops from your party to help protect the streets. Guys, I think this is an incredible feature. I can't wait to experience this with all you guys together on my channel. This is going to be awesome. Now, you can call me crazy, but I think the one thing that's going to really set this game apart is the barter system. I've never seen something quite like this. It opens up the game completely. You could trade everything from goods, gold, ransom people, plus you can trade fiefs. Imagine settling wars by just trading fiefs instead of actually fighting. It could be really interesting, some of the diplomatic options you could have by doing this. And guys, this makes the game completely open world. Essentially, there's very few things you can't do now since you can basically trade and barter for everything. This is probably the one feature I'm looking forward to the most, and I know it's crazy because the siege battles look amazing, the battles look amazing, but being able to barter and trade literally anything in the game is pretty awesome. Now, of course, we had to talk about siege deployment and weapons, and I love the deployment phase. Anytime you give the player more decisions to make, you just enrich the game that much more. But it's just not all about the deployment, guys. It's about the weapons. Take a look at this catapult destroying walls. Oh, I love it. And not only do we have catapults, but guys, we're handling ladders now. We're climbing ladders. That looks incredible. Plus, we can't forget about battering rams, destroying gates, and of course we've got siege towers. Incredible, guys. Great work. I can't wait to play my first siege. Larger battles. Guys, isn't that what we really want? Larger battles. Now, I know they've been talking about, so far what we've seen is about 500 men on the battlefield. So it's, about 250 on 250. That's what we've seen at most. And they're kind of talking, they're hinting that they can get more. Guys, my goal is 500 on 500. I want 1,000 men on the battlefield. Could you imagine how incredible that would look? Running smooth in 60 frames per second. That is a lofty goal, and I haven't seen any other game get anywhere close to that, with all the individual AIs performing at the same time with all the amazing graphics being generated. It's a tall order, but I'm hoping they could do it. Also, not just the larger battles and the optimized engine, but just look at the controls on the battlefield. They seem so much more intuitive. I love how you can see all the F controls, the function controls on the left. You can always see how many men you have in your infantry, your cavalry, your archers on the top. You can see how wounded they are, how injured they're getting. Plus, the battlefield looks so much larger, so you can really employ those strategies and tactics you've always wanted to do, but didn't have the room for. Improved information screens. Guys, how much better it's going to be. Look at this. This is a battle information screen, so I know who's fighting on both sides. I know how many men are fighting in the battle. That's great, because so many times I charge right into the battle without taking a look first, so that's going to help me out greatly. Also, this is an information screen for a town, so you can see all the lords, all the companions, all the important NPCs that are in the town and where they're located, so you can go find them. Plus, general information about the morale of the town, your relationship with the town, how much money the town has. Plus, guys, look at this. This is a battle information screen. You can't put more information about a battle on one screen than that. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there are really excited about this one. Custom weapon forging. I'm sure there's going to be some insane designs out there, because you could pretty much change every single thing about the weapon. From the blade to the pommel to the handle. You can even name the sword. Plus, all these changes affect the stats of the weapon. You make the weapon lighter by changing some of the pieces on it. You make it shorter. Then you make it faster. If you make the blade a little bit heavier, perhaps, maybe it does more damage. So you can really design the perfect weapon to destroy your enemies, but still look really stylish on the battlefield. One of the other features that I think will add a lot of depth to the game, plus some great role play, is this new influence system. Now, this lets you convince lords to do tasks they wouldn't otherwise do, and you get influence points by saving them in battles, doing quests for them, or if you're a high-ranking noble, you get some more influence points. And you see, that's the icon for the influence points. So we can go ahead and spend those influence points and convince this lord to do a task for us that he otherwise would be very hesitant to do. Now, granted, it's not as exciting as all the battles and sieges, but the faction-specific minigame could be an interesting distraction, especially since you can play them against other lords. They kind of build some diplomacy. Who knows what you could get accomplished if you lose to them? Now, this one may not seem as exciting to you viewers, but as a YouTuber, the replay system brings joy to my heart. I make these little snippets, these little videos, for introducing my new subscriber knights, my most loyal of all subscribers, and it takes me quite a bit of time and effort to put those videos together in the current Mount & Blade Warband game. But with this new system where I can move the camera around, get the exact angle I want, my subscriber knight introductions will be better than ever. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I had an amazing time talking about my favorite game, Mount & Blade. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. It helps me out so much. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My channel is completely focused on Mount & Blade Warband. So if you're itching for some more game content, go ahead and check out all my multiple series. Plus, guys, don't forget to check out my new community forum created by subscribers for subscribers, and that's akrealms.engine.com. Guys, on this site you can role play and discuss all my series. Plus, you can hang out with me, all my subscriber knights, and talk about Bannerlord to your heart's content. Again, I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.